Hello everyone, in this tutorial we are going to see operators. Now we need to know that operators are divided into two main parts. We have arithmetic operators and we have relational operators. Now arithmetic operators are involved with mathematical operations. Example, when you want to do an addition, a subtraction, or multiplication, division, you use arithmetic, this is said to be arithmetic operators. So let's say, take an example. We declare an integer, let's say a. That integer a is going to have a value 10. So we declare and initialize immediately. Again, we declare another integer b. That integer b is going to have a value 67. Now, we can say that we can test for different cases. We are going to declare other integers. Let's see, we declare here, we declare integers. We have in addition to test for addition. So in addition, you are going to test addition. You are going to also test subtraction. You are also going to test multiplication. We are also going to test division, and we are going to test modulo. Modulo means giving back the remainder. Now, when you have this integer here and you have this int again 67, we can say that we can test for addition. Addition, when you assign, you are going to assign addition, the variable addition which was here, to a plus b. So you say it's equal to a plus b. So you assign that to addition and we go to another line. Then we go again, subtraction. Subtraction will be b minus a. Even if I do a minus b, the value is going to be just negative because I didn't place an unsigned or sign. So this consider when you just place int like that, is going to consider it as a sign. So we are going to test it later. So b, we have this, I put a semicolon to break. Then I go down to the multiplication. Multiplication, let's say multiplication. When you want to do a multiplication operation in C, you put an asterisk sign. Here I'll put a times b, then I'll break by using an asterisk sign. Then the next one is division. Division here is going to be equals to, I do a times b, then here division will be a all over b. I go to other line, then I do again modulo. Modulo will be, let's say I divide b and a and I take the remainder of the division, so it's b all over a. I prefer this one to be a all over b because it will give us directly, it will be related with the modulo. So this is b modulo a. When you want to put a modulo, you use a percentage sign and I go to other line. So this is going to show us how to test for the different values. Now to see these values, I'm going to just come into my code proper. I put my code proper always in between this line to skip from the top and to skip from the bottom. So I'll place my printf. So I'll place my printf. Then I say the addition of a and b is, in order to place out addition, I'll put this, then I'll put a percentage sign. I know that now this in data type is no more float. Now this one is an integer, so I'll place D to place at the position. Then I'll come comma, and I will place the value I want to come out. What do I want to come out? In this case, is addition. So I'll put addition. Here is addition given already to me as an integer, as I've already declared. So I'll go and break. So addition is this. Let's copy and paste and change some words. Then I'll be copy. We go to the next line. We paste. Go to the next line. We're going to do that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. So 1, 2. Come here. Paste. 3. Paste. 4 and paste. This is 5 times. Now this one is addition, is that. Now come the subtraction of A from B. A from B is that. Here is the next one will be the multiplication. Of A by B is. Now the next one will be division. Now of B by A is, that's one, the modulo or the remainder. The remainder of the division of A of B by A. The remainder of division of B by A is semicolon. Now you have all this. Let's come back again. Now you see that the values in this case is addition that's going to come out. In this case, going to be addition that's going to come out. So let's tab and separate it from it, and then separate from the other lines. So what you are going to do is I put a tab here. This one I'm going to descend on another line, and I put a tab. This one I'm going to descend on the other line, and I put a tab. The next one I do the same. I descend on other line, and then I put a tab as such. Then I build and run. I see a problem. The problem here is because I didn't place this one. So you have subtraction, multiplication, division. The thing here, I'll just put, we don't put and here, we put a comma, and I'll put a semicolon here. So this is what is my problem. Continue, build and run, no more problem. And I see this, the value, the addition of A and B is 77 here. The subtraction of A from B is 77. You see that all the values here are 77. This is just because I didn't change the values here. It's only going to remove the value of 77, which is addition, and place it in all the sentences. So for me to change that, what I will do is to place the different values, subtraction, multiplication, on each of their lines. So I'll come here, I first arrange this word, subtraction, off, I remove this. Voila. Then I come back, I do, in this case of addition, I'm going to remove it, and I replace it by subtraction. Now, I come back on this other line on addition. I know that this line is in case of multiplication. The variable up there is multiplication. It's being given us to us. Then the next line is addition, is division. So I'll replace it by the variable division I did before. Division. The variable is being given to us. I just enter it. Then last one is the modulo. The modulo is a remainder. So I put modulo. So this is modulo, which is being given to us. Then I just stop. When I do it, I first cancel the first execution, and I come back, I build and run. When I build and run, then avast show up as being complaining, so I first cancel avast. And I come back, I see that the addition of A and B is 77. I come back to my program. I know that 10 plus 67 is actually 70, it's actually 77, so it's alright. So now the subtraction is 57, multiplication is that, the division is that. Now the question is, when you see the division of B by A is 6 here, but here 67 divided by 10 is 6.7. So what happened in this case is that the remainder has been removed. You see that this remainder actually is 7. The remainder is actually 7. So the question is, why has the remainder been removed? So the answer is just easy. We have to know that division has been declared as being an integer. So the value when we have divided has been 6. Now we have to know that division has been declared as being integer, and we know that integer take whole number values. So in order for me to do a good division and to have full stop, I need to change the variable of division into another variable which will contain decimal points. Another variable is float numbers. So for me to do it, I need to proceed as such. Now if you want to do the real division of these values, you have to modify some value. Now we initially said that division was inside integers, so the value that is going to give up to you is going to be a whole number value. So I'm going to have a small modification. I'm going to create another division. This is going to be called division 2. It's of a floating type. The floating type means it's of real number. When I create another division 2 of floating type, what I will do is that I will also create another value for this A and B. I will call those variables A1 and B1. Now I will convert these integer values here above to floating values. So in order to convert, I'll use this line. B1 that I've assigned to be a float will be equals to float in bracket of B. So this line tells the compiler to convert this value of B67 from integer to a float, which will be equals to B1. And this line will tell the compiler to convert the integer A is equals to 10 to a floating number A is equals to 1. When I do it now, I will have a new division which will be B1 all over A1. So when I will have this new division here, the new division will be of a floating type. The question is, if I just put float and I divide it, see as such, I do division 2. Let's say you have division 2 is of floating type. Division 2 is of floating type. I put B divided by A. So I am saying that I divide B by A, and I put it of a floating type. If I do this first way, in order for me to do the conversion, it will not work because of an error. The error, normally you cannot convert from this integer type into another floating type. So it is better to first convert the different integer values to their complementary floating values, then do it. So it's not really advisable to do this converting from integer type to a division type. So when I've done this division 2, I'll put another line. When I separate it from the first two lines by 2 lines, from the first lines here by 2 lines, tab N, and and I put slash t. I put my percentage f here. I put percentage f because it's now of a floating type, division 2, and I put division 2. When I compile, no error is shown, then I run. It comes out. Here I have addition, all the values are correct. At this point, the division, when I was having division as being an integer, this one was 6. And now when I convert division to a floating type and I convert the corresponding value of a and b to floating type, I have this 6.700, and this is a real value for the division. This will mark the end of our tutorial on operators, arithmetic operators. Thanks for your kind attention.